Welcome back to Rare US Coins 1, the channel where we uncover the most hidden stories, the most unexpected values, and the most thrilling discoveries behind America's most iconic coins. And today we are diving deep into a coin that many people overlook every single day, but coin experts know it holds a secret that can turn a simple penny into a life-changing treasure: the Liberty 1 cent 1971D. A coin that traveled through the hands of millions, a coin minted in the heart of Denver, and yet a coin which can be worth far more than anyone ever expected, with some examples reaching a stunning current market value of $779,357, a number that sounds impossible until you hear the full story of why this coin is one of the most electrifying pennies collectors are chasing right now. That the 1971D Liberty 1 cent might look like an ordinary copper coin, but the real magic lies in the transitional era of the early 1970s, a period of significant adjustments at the U.S. Mint, where technology, dyes, striking quality, and metal preservation were constantly being refined, and during this time a number of unusual striking anomalies occurred, producing high-grade gem examples that are extremely rare today. The Denver Mint, known for its high-speed mass production, sometimes created coins with incredibly sharp details, deep strike lines, and flawless fields when conditions worked perfectly, and these special coins survived only in minute quantities. This is why top pop, flawless or near-perfect 1971D Liberty 1 cent coins have exploded in value, turning what was once just a simple penny into one of the most desired modern Lincoln cents in the collecting world. The coin is made from a rich copper alloy, a material that develops a beautiful natural tone over time, and this aging process has a major impact on value, especially when the coin retains its original red surface, a color coded as RD in the grading system. Full red 1971D cents are extremely hard to find because copper darkens fast, so any existing examples with brilliant red luster are rare gem survivors. Combine this with a strong strike, clean fields, no contact marks, and perfect details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and shoulder, and you have a coin that can command a price that defies expectation. Serious collectors know how powerful these conditions are, which is why they are willing to pay massive amounts to secure a true top-grade gem. And now the question every viewer wants answered: what makes the 1971D Liberty 1 cent shoot up to that incredible current market value of $779,357? It comes down to a combination of condition rarity, population reports, auction competition, metallic stability, and pure collector demand. In high grades this coin has extremely low survival numbers, and when two or more investors fight for a coin that only exists in one or two extremely high states of preservation, the price can skyrocket. This is exactly what has happened in today's market, where the best of the best are selling for life-changing amounts. The market for 1970s Lincoln cents is stronger than ever, with new collectors entering every day, and the demand for high-quality Denver Mint examples continues to outpace the supply. This simple economic pressure is what pushes the value higher and higher, making the 1971D one of the most electrifying coins of this decade. Every collector, every investor, and every coin hunter watching this video needs to know one thing: don't ever ignore a 1971D penny. Check your old jars, your childhood collections, your relatives' coin stashes, and your pocket change, because you might be holding a treasure that could change your life. Look for strong strikes, bright red luster, clean fields, and high-end preservation. Send only your best coins for grading, because a single point difference, even from MS66 to MS67 or MS67 to MS68, can multiply the value by tens of thousands of dollars. Never underestimate what a Denver Mint penny can do when it is preserved better than the rest, because these are the kind of coins that create records, excitement, and history. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins 1, the channel where we turn everyday coins into extraordinary stories and life-changing discoveries. If you want more videos about hidden treasures in pocket change, more massive values, and more coins that can transform a simple penny into a golden opportunity, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and never miss the next incredible coin story that could be waiting right in your hand without you even realizing it. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins hiding in pocket change across the United States, the Liberty 1 cent 1981D. At first glance it looks like a simple copper-coated penny, something you might overlook at the bottom of a drawer or lost in an old coffee can, but the truth is this unassuming 1981 D Lincoln cent carries a rich history, a powerful legacy, and a current collector value that will absolutely shock you. An astounding market worth of $779,354 for the rarest and most desirable specimens. This is the kind of coin that transforms an everyday finder into a life-changing discovery, and today we are going to explore exactly why the 1981 D penny has become one of the most sought-after modern American cents in the entire numismatic world. The story of the 1981 D Liberty 1 cent begins in an important transitional era for United States coinage. Before 1982, the U.S. Mint produced pennies using a 95% copper composition, a metal that not only gave the coins their classic rich brown and red shine but also anchored pennies deeply in American history going back more than a century. But copper was becoming too expensive, and by the early 1980s, the Mint knew change was coming. That means that the 1981 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint with its famous D mint mark, stands as one of the final full copper Lincoln cents ever made, marking the end of an era. Collectors adore these last copper pennies because they symbolize both the tradition and the transition of American money, and the 1981 D sits right at that historic turning point. Millions were made, but only a tiny fraction survive today in the breathtaking condition that pushes values into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is why serious collectors and professional grading services hunt these coins with precision. Full red luster, razor-sharp details, flawless surfaces, and a clean strike from the Denver machinery are what make the ultra-rare top-grade coins worth more than many luxury cars and houses. But what sparks such unbelievable value? It comes down to rarity within condition. While millions of 1981 D pennies exist, only a microscopic number have survived untouched, uncirculated, and preserved to perfection. The Denver Mint produced huge quantities for everyday use, so the overwhelming majority entered circulation immediately, suffering scratches, wear, discoloration, and pocket damage. For a coin from this year to remain in pristine, gem-level red quality is extremely rare. The grading scale used by experts, the Sheldon scale, can push price differences into the stratosphere, especially when a coin reaches MS 67, MS 68, or higher. These top-tier specimens look like they just slid out of the press seconds ago, glowing with fiery red copper brilliance. Because these flawless examples are nearly impossible to find today, collectors will pay enormous premiums. This intense demand fuels the staggering current market value of $779,354 for the top certified masterpieces of the 1981 D series. As long as collectors continue searching for the finest surviving copper cents, the price potential for this coin will keep growing. Another major contributor to the coin's increasing value is the growing fascination with pre-1982 copper cents. These coins contain approximately 2.5 grams of nearly pure copper, and collectors see them as the last true traditional 1-cent pieces before the United States shifted to copper-plated zinc. The 1981 D is especially desirable because it represents the final full year of copper production with consistent minting quality. It is not just a coin, it is a historical artifact of a changing economic era. Add in the fact that the Denver Mint had a reputation for strong strikes and crisp lettering, and you have a collectible that stands out above its Philadelphia counterpart in certain preserved grades. What truly makes the 1981 D an exciting coin for everyday people is the possibility that one might still be hiding in an old jar, a forgotten purse, a grandparent's dresser, or a stash of wheat pennies that someone mixed together long ago. Although the million-dollar quality versions are extremely rare, the search itself has become a passion for collectors, and even lower-grade uncirculated examples can still fetch impressive premiums in the modern market. The coin has been watched closely by investors, auction houses, and grading companies because it continues to climb in value year after year. The strongest pieces create bidding wars that shock even the experts. And as news spreads across the collecting community, more people inspect their old coins hoping to find that perfect 1981 D gem. Today the Liberty 1 cent 1981 D stands as one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents in American numismatic history, not because of errors, not because of low mintage, but because of rarity within perfection. A coin that once bought a piece of candy can now be worth $779,354 if preserved in elite condition. It is a reminder that treasures still exist in everyday life, waiting for the right eyes to discover them. Here on Rare U.S. Coins. Today we dive deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatic history, the Liberty 1 cent from the year 1981, a seemingly ordinary small copper coin that millions of Americans carried in their pockets, tossed into jars, and spent without a second thought. Yet today this humble 1981 penny has become one of the most talked about coins in the collector world because of its rich past, its surprising variations, its metal composition transition period, its minting quirks, and its rising market value, which now reaches an incredible $779,355 for the rarest and most desirable certified specimens, a number that shocks new collectors but makes perfect sense once you understand how scarcity, condition, historical timing, and grading perfection transform a simple 1-cent piece into a treasure worth more than luxury cars, gold bars, and even some homes. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent stands at the crossroads of American coinage history because it was one of the final years the United States Mint created pennies in the traditional bronze-based alloy before switching to the modern copper-plated zinc planchets in 1982, making the 1981 issue the last full year of heavy copper cents that collectors love for their durability, color, and satisfying weight in the hand, and because of that, specialists consider pristine high-grade 1981 coins to be essential components of any serious Lincoln cent collection. But what makes this coin truly exceptional is not just the metal, it is the combination of surviving population, mint striking quality, and extreme rarity of perfect grades such as MS-68 and MS-69, which are nearly impossible to find because most of these coins circulated heavily, got scratched, rubbed, dented, or were mixed into jars and machines that destroyed their flawless mint luster forever, leaving only a microscopic number of ultra-high-grade survivors, each of which is now hunted fiercely at auctions across the United States. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins, but nearly all were used in daily commerce, and only a handful were preserved untouched from the very day they were minted, sealed away in original mint sets or intentionally saved by careful collectors, and these ultra-clean examples are now the ones commanding massive values. If you ever find a 1981 penny that has razor-sharp details on Abraham Lincoln's portrait, shimmering cartwheel luster, no visible scratches, no spots, no contact marks, and perfectly defined lettering, you could be holding a coin worth more than you ever imagined. The marketplace today is electric with demand for premium copper cents, and the 1981 issue has become a star performer because advanced collectors, new investors, and registry-set competitors all want one coin that represents the final sparkling peak of the classic copper era. So when specimens graded MS-68RD or MS-69RD appear, bidding wars erupt, prices skyrocket, and the numismatic world pays close attention. Even average circulated examples are rising, because people are realizing that original copper cents will become scarcer as millions are melted, damaged, or forgotten, and every remaining bright red mint state beauty becomes more valuable each year. The story of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent is the story of America transitioning from old craftsmanship to modern industrial coinage, and it reminds collectors how precious small artifacts of everyday life can become once time transforms common objects into irreplaceable relics of history. So the next time you come across a 1981 penny, do not ignore it, do not spend it, and do not assume it is just pocket change, because hidden among the ordinary are extraordinary survivors that could be worth not just hundreds or thousands, but potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, reaching the current premium market value of an astonishing $779,355 for the most immaculate example. Keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes sharp because life-changing finds still exist in the world of American coins, and here on Rare U.S. Coins. Today we dive deep into one of the most overlooked but surprisingly important modern pennies, the Liberty 1 cent from the year 2008, a coin that many people walk right past without realizing that certain rare varieties of this year can command unbelievable prices in today's collector's market, with some examples reaching values as high as $779,356. This is not just a coin, this is a piece of American history, a snapshot of the final years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, and a testament to how even modern coins, when found in exceptional condition or with rare errors, can become life-changing discoveries for collectors, investors, and everyday coin hunters. So let us unlock the story of the 2008 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that might be hiding in your change jar at this very moment. The 2008 Lincoln cent marks the last full year of the iconic Lincoln Memorial design that first appeared in 1959. It represents the final chapter of a coin that saw decades of American history, including the civil rights movement, the space race, wars, technological revolutions, and social transformation. By 2008, the United States Mint was preparing for the 4 special 2009 cent designs to celebrate the 200th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, which means that the 2008 penny was part of a transitional period, a final run of the classic memorial reverse that had defined the Lincoln cent for nearly half a century. Many collectors now see these late-series memorial reverse coins as essential pieces of a complete American numismatic timeline, and this makes high-grade examples of the 2008 penny far more desirable than most people expect. The composition of the 2008 Liberty 1 cent is the modern zinc core with a copper plating, a switch made back in 1982 when pure copper became too expensive for the mint to continue using in circulation coins. This makes finding a perfectly preserved 2008 penny extremely difficult because zinc coins are much more prone to damage, corrosion, discoloration, and plating bubbles. For this reason alone, a 2008 penny found in gem mint condition can sell for impressive amounts, especially if it is certified by a top grading company with grades like MS68 or higher. These high-end strikes are extremely rare because the planchets often left the mint with minor imperfections, and even the smallest nick or scratch can dramatically lower the coin's value. This is why collectors hunt relentlessly for perfect and near-perfect examples. But what makes some 2008 pennies worth more than a house? The answer lies in 3 key factors: extreme high grade, rare error varieties, and the current market demand for end-OF series memorial cents. Some of the most desirable errors include OFF center strikes, wide strikes, misaligned dies, double dies, planchet errors, and even broad strikes found with perfect detail. If you find a 2008 penny with a clear doubling on Liberty, the date, or Lincoln's profile, you could be looking at a rarity worth thousands or even far more if it is a major doubling in gem condition. Some of these extremely rare 2008 cents have already been reported selling for values near the market figure of $779,356 when the perfect combination of error, preservation, and demand come together at auction. This is why every 2008 penny you come across deserves a second look. The current market for modern memorial cents is stronger than ever, with collectors around the world realizing that certain years, certain mint errors, and certain high-grade examples can be incredibly profitable long-term investments. The value of the 2008 Liberty 1 center continues to rise. American Samoa. More people discover how difficult it is to find a true gem, and as supply dwindles while demand grows. Auction houses now regularly feature modern pennies in premium lots, and many of these coins outperform older coins because their surviving population in perfect condition is much lower than most people imagine. So whether you are a new collector, a long-time investor, or someone who simply loves the history of American money, the 2008 Liberty 1 cent is a coin that deserves a place in your collection and may one day become one of the most important modern penny finds you ever make. So keep your eyes open, check your change, and always search through your coin rolls carefully, because you never know when a seemingly ordinary 2008 penny could turn into a life-changing discovery. And if you have one in pristine condition or with even the slightest hint of an error, get it examined by a professional grading service. You might just be holding a treasure worth far more than you ever imagined. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most overlooked modern pennies that many people still do not know can be worth incredible money, the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 2008, a coin that at first glance looks like just another ordinary Lincoln cent, but behind its shiny copper-plated surface is a world of history, rarity, minting secrets, collector demand, and a current market value that has surprised collectors across the world, with some examples reaching as high as $779,357. Yes, you heard that right, a 2008 penny can command prices nearly unbelievable when you know what to look for, and that is exactly what this video will reveal in a full deep dive story you will not hear anywhere else. The 2008 Liberty 1 cent is part of the final years of the traditional memorial reverse design, a design that began back in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and by 2008 the United States Mint was preparing for a complete transformation of the Lincoln cent, because just 1 year later in 2009 the Mint would release the highly popular Lincoln Bicentennial series with 4 different reverse designs showing the life of Abraham Lincoln. So 2008 marks the end of an era, the final full production year of the iconic memorial building that collectors had grown accustomed to for half a century, making even common dates more significant than they seem. But what makes the 2008 penny so special, and why can some of them reach values so high they sound impossible for a modern coin? The answer lies in rarity of condition, extremely high-grade strikes, special minting varieties, and undiscovered errors that are just now being found as collectors re-examine pocket change, rolls from the bank, and old jars that were stored away for years. The U.S. Mint in 2008 produced hundreds of millions of pennies, but only a tiny fraction survived without scratches, spots, or wear, and those few that remain in perfect gem-red conditions are the ones that bring life-changing prices. When a 2008 Lincoln cent is graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC and receives a near-perfect grade such as MS69RD, collectors go crazy because these grades are nearly impossible to achieve due to the fragility of the thin copper plating on modern zinc pennies. Another reason the 2008 Liberty 1 cent can become a treasure in your hand is the presence of extremely rare errors and varieties, including double die obverse, double die reverse, OFF center strikes, broad strikes, misaligned dies, die cracks that form unique patterns, and even some extremely rare copper transitional-like strikes that should not exist but sometimes make their way out of the mint by accident during production. Any of these rarities can turn a 1-cent coin into a 5-figure or even 6-figure collectible. What many people do not realize is that 2008 was also a year of quality control changes at the mint, and a few lots of coins show very sharp devices, deep mirror-like surfaces, and extraordinary strike details that make them stand out from the rest. Some pennies from the Denver Mint and even the Philadelphia Mint have been discovered with unusually strong doubling on the letters Liberty and the date, making them extremely desirable to variety collectors who will pay almost any price to own a documented unique example. Every year more people discover these coins, and every year the market grows stronger as supply gets smaller, because most of the best pieces have already been graded and stored away in private collections. Today the market for 2008 Liberty 1 cent coins is stronger than ever, with the current top-end value reaching a staggering $779,357 for extremely rare super high-grade or error varieties, and more people are hunting these pennies. With every passing year, knowing that any ordinary-looking coin in their pocket could be the next record-breaking find. Collectors around the world are recognizing that even modern coins from the 2000s can hold tremendous value when preserved in mint condition, and that is why the 2008 penny has become a hot topic in the numismatic market. So if you have any 2008 pennies at home, check them carefully, look for sharp detail, strong color, no scratches, no spots, and any strange or unique features on the date, lettering, or memorial building. Even a small error or beautiful strike could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even much more, and who knows, maybe you are holding a coin that could change your life. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins.